Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Brenda Mart. Today I'm going to be doing some working in my art journal, mostly jelly printing on various types of papers. So let's get started. You're new to my channel, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome in. I'm streaming on YouTube as well as Twitch. I'm going to move all of my art streams to a separate channel. I just, for some reason, can't get it to verify my phone number or something. So I've just been working with it off and on. So I'm just going to stream where I'm streaming it and then move it later. Like I said, we're going to be mostly jelly printing, but also may do some collage in my journal. If you're new to jelly printing, this is what's called a gel printing plate. This one's by Gelli Arts. They come in various sizes. The one I'm going to be working with today is 8 by 10. And mine has stuff on it from a gel printing session from a while back. Unless it's becomes difficult to get off, I normally leave it on in hopes that it'll come off on one of the newer jelly prints that I'm doing. Last stream I did a little bit of jelly printing. This is one of the pages I jelly printed, and I kind of worked with a limited color palette. And then this is gonna go in my journal. I decided this page I'm gonna make a pocket in the bottom so I can get everything, and then put it in the book like this. So this is gonna be the inside. I doubt if I put it in the middle. I probably put it where you see half of it somewhere and then the other half. And then this is also another page that I made. This one I'm probably just gonna tear down and then use the rest of it in a collage at some point, maybe collaging on whatever page it's facing. And I got a lot of different papers, as well as some more of this type of paper. This is like a blank ledger paper, and then it's really big. So I'm gonna probably start with a piece of this. I don't know if I'm gonna work in the same limited color palette or if I'm going to add more stuff. But that's what I'm going to be doing mostly to make texture. Last time when I was jelly printing, I was making texture with this. I think this is a needlepoint thing. I don't know what it is. My niece gave me a piece of it. So I'm going to be using this to make texture. I also got some cardboard pieces to make texture. I'm going to use this as kind of like a stamp. This is some type of, I think, handmade paper. That's why I got it from in the art store where they have the handmade paper. It comes in like a big sheet, and I just cut a little piece off of it. But I also got some cardboard and took the top off so I can make some texture with the lines. And then this is a different type of cardboard, like some type of thick Amazon type package, but it's got smaller lines. So I'm gonna use both of those as texture, as well as some stencil mask, and probably some more stencils. I have a few more of like my hand cut stencils near me. So I know I'm gonna use that one, and then I'll probably use that one. I might grab a few more of my hand cut stencils and use those as well. Trying to see if I had some that was really close. But they're not far. They're like in a drawer behind me if I decide to use some more. Trying to think if there's anything else. Feel free to ask any questions. Really trying to move my mouse out the way. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. You won't bother me or anything like that. I welcome questions. So I kind of wanted to get that out of the way. So let's get started. I'm probably going to start with similar colors, even though it doesn't matter because these pages are probably not going to be together. They're not going to be side by side, and it kind of doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure that I'm probably going to still add collage to these. So let's get started with this piece. And I know I'm going to use Payne's Gray. I almost always use Payne's Gray. And going to use white. So I guess I will just start with the Payne's Gray. I'm going to use this Titan Green. I'm just trying to debate what I might be using this Titan Buff. So I'm just going to start with the Payne's Gray because I know that's what I'm going to start with. Sorry, I tried to change my camera angle so when I'm like using my sewing machine I could get that bit in. I kind of wasn't able to do it, and it's probably not gonna happen until I get my camera set up above the way I want it to be. These are some more of my hand cut stencils. I'm just putting out stuff that I think I might use. So if you're new to jelly printing, I kind of gave the overview of the plate, I think my last stream, but like I said, the size I'm using is 8x10. It's like a thick, it's not acrylic. As you can see, it has to give, so it's really flexible. And you can use almost any type of paint on it. I've used watercolor on it. I've used spray inks on it. And The reason I like using this versus painting directly, I'm gonna try to get these edges more, so that'll have a better chance of coming up. Um, Let me move this over to the side and just have the piece that I'm gonna brayer off on. Um, because it takes away some of the control, and you get texture and stuff that you can't always get by painting directly. And let me see. I think I'm just gonna do the texture on this one and paint directly, or do I want to do the texture and put the stencil down? And there are different ways you can use the stencils on here. I'll show you the first way. The first way is just laying it directly down and then pulling what you can get through the holes, through the openings. Oh, this is two pieces. I thought it was just one. And you can use your hand, and if you have some type of weaknesses, you can use, there's different things you can use. You can use just about anything. Like if you don't have, I have one of the things with the handles. I don't know where it is right now, but anything that'll let you go across it to get a to make sure the paper contacts the paint, especially when you have a stencil, because it has to go down in those open areas. And I just grabbed like a stamp pad, something to help me allow it to make contact. And I probably waited too long, so the paint dried a little bit, so I didn't get much up. But what I'm mostly interested in is the second print that you get, because you have texture and stuff going on. Where the stencil or the mask was, you have some of the time all the paint is gone from those areas, but as you can see here, it's just partially gone from those areas, and it's still like a little texture, and some of the old paint from my last session is still coming through. So I would go with a second color, and I'm just gonna go with white. A lot of times I'll mix white with the color that I first started with to get another shade or tint of the color. I might do that. And you don't need a lot of paint. It's difficult not to be heavy-handed. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Payne's gray, just a little bit, just enough to kind of make this into like a shade of the Payne's gray. So it'll be more, it'll blend in a little bit more, and then the paint is gonna blend in some, but not perfectly. And as I said, you don't really need a lot of paint. So I'll probably take most of this paint off on my, I'll just take it off on here since that didn't paint very well. I mean, didn't pull up very well. And then all of these papers you can use back in. And the thing with most craft paints, well, it kind of depends on where you stay. They dry very quickly unless you add something to them. And a lot of times I will add like an open, what is it called? the glazing medium. So if you want to do that, I'm trying to think if I want to use another color other than white. You're not going to see much of it. Let's just use the white. And I'm going to use a very little. It's difficult to use a little with the heavier body paints. And because I'm just barely covering what's already on there. So this time I think I'm gonna use mostly, let's go down on mostly on this end since it didn't really take, you know, I didn't pull up everything last time. You don't have to work lightning fast when you don't have an additive, but you do kind of want to get quick because depending on where you're located, like I'm south, so I'm in a warmer climate, even though it's not, you know, quite warm today. So paint in my area is going to dry a lot quicker than somebody that maybe lives up north or in a climate where there's a lot of humidity. All of that determines like how quickly your paint might dry and what you might need to do to get it to stay wet longer. A little bit of that old paint almost grabbed the page, but then it didn't come back up. But I'm always going to get some of the newer paint that's on here. It tried to come up. So this is what we got. I'm going to do that again because it works better. I think when you use two different colors. This section here, that's how I got that, by using putting the first color down, and it was a teal, and then I put a green color. Let's try to do this one again. So I started with the teal. You don't have to use one color on here, which a lot of times I do use 2 or 3 colors. I'll show you that maybe next. And then you don't really even have to use a stencil. You can use this to make solid backgrounds if you want to. Trying to look for one of mine, and then you do want to kind of discard the rest of the paint that's on the brayer. Oh, I'm talking and not pulling this up. It's gonna dry on here. But I like doing this. I mean, there are a lot of artists that make, you know, their whole art piece on a jelly plate. This paper is kind of fragile. While it's not really vintage, it's still kind of fragile. I bought that from a Goodwill. It was like one of them accounting workbooks. So let's use this green. And I think this is like hunter's green and white and some of that medium, acrylic medium. I might have added a little bit of water to it. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to do it the other way. And I completely forgot that I was going to leave the stencils on here. My brain, my brain, my brain. And see, this is probably gonna make it turn mostly green because I blended it directly with the teal instead of doing what I plan on doing, which was leaving the mask on and then painting with the green. You don't have to add another color. Like you can just paint the leftover part. That's if it's still wet. If you use thicker paint or add a medium, it'll stay wet where you can just pull the background image directly on the paper. This still is coming out pretty, but it's not quite coming out like the other one where I added the paint, because that one I added the paint over the stencils and then I pulled it with white like I did the last one. So it still looks good, but it's not quite like this one. So the colors blended in more, whereas the other one, let me do it the right way and then I can show you. Yeah, I was debating if I want to do another one with this color, but I'll probably print it on the back. You can also use like stamps directly on a plate. If you use stamps, I use I might just do one. I actually use this ink. And normally if I use stamps directly on the plate, I use it in the clean areas. I don't use it where the wet paint, because I don't want my stamps to get I don't want the acrylic to dry on there. I really like this stamp. I mean this mask here. So, this is gonna make some great collage paper. That's the only thing about cleaning up your art space. You put stuff away. Oh, leave it on. You put stuff away that you meant that you can't find. So sometimes the art space has to be clean, but trying to find all your stuff where you put it up, unless you have like a specific place for it, which I don't really, because I'm moving from up north, and I still have part of my stuff up there and part of my stuff here. So I'm gonna let that dry for a few seconds. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna roll this on. Yeah, see, this will make a nice piece of collage paper already, and that's just for bringing off on it. So now I'm just gonna put white. I might have put white in glazing medium and not just plain white on that other one. I think that's what I did. But that's probably too much white, so I don't know if I can add glazing medium. I like jelly printing for my collage, the back pages. I might can add a little bit of glazing medium. Add just a drop or two. That's just to make that white a little bit more translucent. At first I said I was going to do this on the back. Now I'm debating. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it on the back. Well, no. Yeah, I'm going to do it on the back. The reason why I was going to say no, because I want to use some of these as collage papers, but this one would be more, serve better the background paper. Because I don't have a lot of, I don't have like a focal point on it or anything. Yeah. See, this is the one without painting over the stencil, and then this is how it looks when you directly paint on the stencil and apply a second color. If I wouldn't have maybe applied the white, it would look a little bit different. So a lot of times, let me see if I can get the plate cleaner first. I'm just gonna do kind of like a cleanup print without really adding any new paint. I'm gonna try to do it with the white, and that's just to get most of the stuff up. This stuff around the edges is not gonna come up right now. You have to like print for like hours to loosen that back up because it's really dried on. Or you have to clean it off, which at first, what I first try to see if I could pull it, and if I can't end up pulling it, then I'll end up cleaning it off with like some double-sided tape, and then I could still use it in some work, in some artwork. Let's just finish this corner off. Also like brayer off on the back, especially if you're doing something two-sided, so that can also help the page go down. It's not completely dry. When it's completely dry, sometimes you gotta wait a few minutes. When it's completely dry, everything will come up off the paper. And I guess when I say dry, I mean dry, adhered to the paper completely. So it'll be somewhat dry, but it'll also be completely adhered to the paper. And sometimes you just gotta wait a few minutes. I'm like, when I'm making papers, if it's not like for something, a specific art piece that I'm working on where I need to get all of it up, I don't have that much patience. And then another thing that can be happen and does happen, if you have too much paint in an area, it's only gonna pick up the top layer of paint and leave the bottom layer of paint. But this is kind of like what's called a cleanup print, where you try to get up the rest of what's on the plate. And I got some of it up. At least most of the imagery that I've been adding, that came up. I kind of wanted to show you and I'll probably do like a long extensive jelly printing stream with like all the different techniques you can use. This I'm just kind of showing like a little bit, a few techniques you can use. I'm trying to see if that ink pad is even wet. I don't know if that's the one that I refilled recently, because I don't see any ink coming out. Maybe it's this one. This is like my favorite ink pad. So I have several of them. Because if I can't find one, I really will buy another one. Okay, yeah, this one got ink on it. Yeah, that one has ink on it. I'm going to kind of go over this one. It might be off a little bit. Okay, that's better. And then I'm going to just stamp the rest of this ink off on this paper. So I try to get it off on here. And then also let that dry a little bit. And then I normally go over it with something translucent. Let's try a little bit of this color shift. I'm trying to see what color this is. Silver, I think. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell what that says. Okay. I thought it wasn't gonna come out. Okay, that's a little bit. Let me see if that's dry. It's still a little wet. I'm so impatient. Working with this and working with inks, it's difficult for me to be patient enough to let it dry. So let's see. Some of it will stay down, but some of it might move. And I'm going with the sheer to lock the layer down. And then I'll probably go over that with some other paint. This color shift paint is really strong. It has a really strong smell. It almost smells like house paint. I kind of want to see it, so I'll probably have to do something else sheer on top of it. Oh, where's my I wonder would you be able to see it with this yellow, this Indian U. Let's see if I can get it to come out. Okay. And you can use multiple layers on the plate, and you can kind of get an idea of what it's gonna look like by turning it over. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it's gonna look like, and you can kind of see the paint that's on there. And the reason why I'm trying to keep it, if I can pull all of that off on a print like this corner section, that would be a beautiful print. That's why I'm trying to avoid pulling it off and let it come up with a page. But like I said, because it's dry, it's not from the last jelly printing session. It's from like the session before that. And I was doing a lot of jelly printing, so it's been a while since I jelly printed. You know, when this got dried on there. That's why I'm trying to keep it on there and see if I can pull it off. I'm letting this dry because I think I'm gonna put another color on the back of it, and it's probably just gonna be white, a white, and a little bit of glazing medium, just so it's kind of, well, maybe I might have added too much paint to add glazing medium. Let's see. That wasn't quite dry. Some of it moved. But let's see what we get. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I like to show examples if I can't reproduce the whole thing. I was trying to see if the thing was near me with like examples of using that technique with the stamps. I don't think it's really close to me, but that can make some very, very beautiful pages depending on how many stamps you have. Found one of my containers. I was trying to see if they were in there. Oh, here's some of them. See, this is exactly how I made these pages. I have some hand carved stamps, and I put down the stamp with the ink first, and then I went over it with something sheer. And then I probably put some solid paint also on some of it. But I know I put the sheer down first because that kind of like the stamp ink kind of adheres to the sheer paint first. So that's how I made these papers. I have a quite bit of hand carved stamps. I just don't know where they are now. They might be up north still with that stuff. I'm not sure if I brought them back. And then this was I don't know if you've ever made stamps with like sticky foam. So that's what this is here. I don't think that was a stamp, but this part is. And it was done with that same ink. I was trying to see if you could see the stamp part. Yeah. So it's done with that same ink, and of course it looks like I didn't let that dry completely, but this one I think was the most successful one. So I did the same thing. I put the stamps down, and I'm sure if I didn't use like a sheer color, I probably just used the glazing medium, and then went over it with some paints. So that's how I produce these papers. So I wish I knew what my carved stamps were, because I kind of wanted to kind of reproduce those or do something similar. I can't reproduce them completely because I don't remember what colors I used on those. I kind of like the way this sheer that sheer looks. Yeah, it'll look better with those rounded stamps, but so this is how it came out. So you can see you could barely tell the sheer, but that sheer kind of changed the color, and I don't know if you can see the metallic, but I like doing that, and I might do that like under the stamps. I mean under the stencil first. So it's a lot of different techniques you can do on these. And I'm gonna come back with something over this. I'm debating on what color I want to add to this. Let me see something. I don't even know if I've used this red oxide before. I don't know if I'm gonna add it to that page or a different page. I was looking for something else and I saw it and I said, let me see what this looked like. I think this is a newer color that I bought. A lot of times, like if there's a sale for golden, like especially if it's 40% off, I'll get one new color that I've never used before to see what it looks like. That's a pretty red. And there's a lot of what do you call it, like what colors supposed to go with what color charts and color like what color should go together and what color shouldn't go together. I pretty much do my experimentation by just doing it. If I don't like it together, then I know next time I didn't like that. This is turning out to be some nice collage paper. So I'm going to put this on the front of that. And then I'm going to probably leave this one and use it as collage. Because it's kind of too fragile to be a page. As you can see, it's kind of tearing now. Oh yeah, that's going to be pretty on something. Even as a full page, that would be pretty. Let's try to leave it on here and let's see if we can make a nice like pink color. I might add something in to make it more pink like than more. Let's see what it looks like when I add just the white. I don't know if it's gonna get light enough. No, it's not. Let me see. I'm gonna take part of this off, and I'm gonna add a different color. Oh, I might just add that Indian yellow. Yeah, it's still not a nice collage piece. So now I'm just kind of experimenting. Let's see what we end up getting. I really kind of want to make something pink. I'm gonna do that one with white, but then I might see if I can make something that's kind of pink like. I'm just so tempted to put another color, but I kind of don't want orange. Let's use this pixie dust and put it with that. Cause it's slightly a little bit more pink. I don't know if this one is still good. I'm gonna leave it. I was gonna add another color because I wanted it to be more pink like, but it might not look that good being more pink like with what I have on the foreground. That's kind of pretty. I do like it. I did end up liking it. And then I do like, because it's pulling up some of the old paint, it makes it go together where it kind of would have been a color that wouldn't go with this. Right now my art days are Saturday and Sunday. During the week I play games. And periodically I'll be adding like another day during the week. And I'm also supposed to be doing a collab with Supreme Doom at some point. We're supposed to jelly print together. Um, we're both looking forward to it. I don't know if that's going to be on a weekend or during a weekday. I want to see if I can pull just the background. If I pull the thing quick enough, I can. I think this tracing paper. I'm not sure. I was trying to see if I could tell what this was. But I can't tell. It might have been something that came in some packaging or something. Let me see if I can pull it out on that side. Hopefully, I kind of want to do two collabs with Supreme. One with me teaching her something, and one with her teaching me something. Like maybe she likes to make cards most of the times. And she's also over, if you're a part of TCC, she's also a part of that. Um, I think I was able to get it. I don't know if you'll be able to tell because it has similar colors as that. I should have did it with Payne's Gray. So I don't know if you could tell the difference. I'm going to do it on this side over this one with Payne's Gray. And then I think that one is pretty good. It doesn't have to be, since I'm using this like in a journal, which I'll be adding more collage to the pages. Every section doesn't have to have jelly print on it, and also every page, even places where there is jelly print, it doesn't have to be perfect, because if it's something that I don't like on the page, I'll collage over it. I want to do some collage on some sheer paper. Like I said, I don't know what this is. I just picked it up with the stack of pages that I wanted the jelly print on. Oh, let me try to pull this up. I get too busy talking and it dries on me. tomorrow, I think I'm gonna make some, start making some rusted papers. I think that's what I kind of wanted to do. My plan might change. It kind of depends on, I guess, what I get done today. And I don't really like need rusted papers for this project, but I got some new rusted pieces, and I want to see how they look on some papers. You can see this a lot better because it was a different color. But these, until I use these stencils a lot, they pick up a lot of the paint that's on the plate instead of leaving it. And different stencils do different things. Like if you use cardstock, it does something a little bit differently than when you're using stencil plastic. So I'm gonna consider this one done versus, I'm trying to see how I'm gonna use it though. That's what I was trying to see. Probably a pocket. I don't know. I might just tear it down. This is my favorite part right here. This part at the top. I was finna shout somebody out and I didn't finish. I kind of got caught. I want to use some, I'm trying to get some, I had some papers that I tore that I was trying to grab. This is not it. This is that. The paper that I don't know what it is. Oh, is this some? No. Well, I guess it's no problem. I just cut some more off the roll. This is what they call medical exam paper. This is really sheer. I haven't jelly printed with it, but I have seen other people who have jelly printed with it. So it doesn't seem to tear easily, even though it's super sheer. It's shiny on one side and matte on the other side. I don't know, yeah, it's shiny on that side and it's just regular matte on this side. So I don't know if it makes a difference. I'm gonna try the shiny side. I'm thinking I might do Payne's gray at the top and white at the bottom. And then I'll probably put something on top of it. Another thing that you can do, I was trying to see if I had anything around me that would make an impression. I was looking for like a flatter bottom bottle. something that'll make an impression. I don't know if I'll be able to see this or not. I'm gonna pull this whole thing. Oh, I said I was gonna do it on the shiny side, but I already started grabbing the matte side. I want to see how strong this paper is. That's why I'm trying to pull the whole thing first of all. I'm trying to test the strength of this paper to see if it tears easily. And then I also like that it's making wrinkles. Hopefully I'll see that in the print. Okay, it doesn't seem that fragile. That's good. And you can see those impressions that I made in the paper. So now I'm gonna do Payne's gray, and I'm gonna do the stencil over here. Or do I want to use that red color again? Let's use the red color. I'm sorry, I hit my keyboard. That's a pretty red. I wanted to see if I could do this and get them to come over here before I put the other color on top. See if I can let that dry a little bit. And I think I'm gonna go over with white with some glazing medium, so it'll be a little bit more translucent. I kind of put more red paint down than I probably needed. Today, I don't know if I just want to stream art longer, if I want to do a game after. I don't know. Thankfully, um, this should be dry enough. Where's the white? I'm gonna say thankfully, I feel okay today. No, this is still really, really wet. You can't use heat on here, but you can use like a hair dryer on the cool setting. I just don't happen to have one. So like if you're impatient like me, or you put down too much paint, you can use a hair dryer on the cool setting. You can't use a heat gun. like I said, this is like I guess like a thick rubber, but that has some give, so it would melt. But I've used the cool setting on the hair dryer. I'm just gonna go ahead and go. It's probably gonna mix in with the white a little bit. And like I said, I'm not working on like a something for a particular art piece that has to be pristine. Um, so I'm trying to put it on this side first. Where's the glazing medium? I think it's okay to this be kind of solidy, and then maybe the other part have more translucency. I was still trying to get at more of an opportunity to dry. But this is just how you kind of find out what works and what doesn't. And then especially if you're using papers that you haven't used before. I want to keep most of this black. So I could do this in this corner where I don't have anything. So that's what I'm going to do. Some of the papers I showed earlier, like that have different colors, or like in corners and stuff. This is kind of how I also get that too, by just like putting a part of the paper on the plate and then putting something else. This part at the bottom didn't come up, but that part looks really, really nice. So yeah, this paper is really, really strong for it being so sheer. So that looks kind of nice as a piece of collage paper. And if I had, made it more translucent, which was my goal, my first, what I said I was going to do first, when I glue this down, you would be able to see through it. So I kind of want to, just some of this. I wish I had one of my other jelly plates that I could put paint on it and brayer off on here. I'm just gonna do like a very little line of this, so I can I want more circles. So I do need some of this, but I think what I'm gonna pull on that is just like the circles mostly. And this is regular golden paint. I just put a top on top of it. This is not like the I can't think of what their loose one is called. This is not that And I don't think I put any of the medium in here. I might have. I think I'm just gonna go over this with the glazing medium, just so I can get it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do that gold again. This right here. I mean this silver. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And let's see what we get. Oh, I still got a lot of paint on this sprayer. Okay. I really just want this part. I'm gonna put that other piece. Let's just put it on here. Oh, that looks good too. Yeah, that looks really nice. And it's got a nice little shimmer. Uh-oh. That part did tear a little bit. Yeah, I like with that part how that part looks. I think I'm gonna do that also with the Payne's Gray, like to get some circles in these other areas. Oh, I did find one of my other smaller jelly plates so I can just do the paint and do the circles. This is a 6x6 one. I'm gonna kind of leave that one to see if I could pull that up. And I think I'm gonna use that same silver. I might what's the word I'm looking for? I might this time add the glazing medium so it'll be a lot sheer. but it'll still have some color. That's kind of why I'm using this, so it can have some color and some sheerness. Let me try the I think this one's called White Flash. Let me try this one. It's so kind of thick in here. Okay, there it goes. That should be enough. I've still got so much black paint on this brayer. So let me grab another one. But let me see if I can get some of this off. This is turning into like a really thick and complex piece of brayer out paper too. It's kind of pretty. It will be a nice background on a painting. Let's see what this white flash looks like. Yeah, this is sheer than the silver one. So I might use this one instead. And I kind of just want like the circles in the middle section of this paper. Let me put that there. I kind of just want it on this white part mostly. That looks pretty good. Most of it came up. And then it still has some of that shimmer. Yeah. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the top of my microphone. Oh, let me pull them other two sections up. I was trying to debate what else I can do to that. So I kind of like it on top of stuff. It looks really, really nice. And then this is some of that paper you get in the painter's department. It comes on a roll, like when you lay on the floor when you're gonna paint. So this is really nice collage way because it's kind of thin, even though it's not really it's a little translucent, but you really can't see through it. I like to use it because it's really thin and it goes down easily when you collage it to something. I'm gonna use the Payne's Gray with the stencils. Is that what I want to do? Because I'm trying to debate what else I could put on here. Or should I just leave this like as a collage piece as it is? I wish I could put some white circles on here. Oh, I know what I could do. I can put some, let me go use the white paint. I can put some white circles on the other side. I hope the rest of this come up too. That'll be very interesting. Especially through a stencil. So hopefully over this red, I'll just get some circles. And I kind of don't mind if that other part gets on there too. But I'm mostly just messing with the circles. Yeah, I don't mind if the lines get on there too. This is what I meant when, when I said there is a application for using the top print. If you just want to like get an element on top of already printed sheet. The circles are not that dark, but they are on there, and they do make a difference as to how the page looks. Yeah, that's going to be a nice piece of collage paper. And I'm just going to see if I can get this up on the front of here. It might be dry already, but I don't know. So most of it came up, but it's hard to see because it was mostly like the outline. I'm trying to get it under the camera. Yeah, it's hard to see. I think I'm gonna leave that page alone. Try to make a second piece of collage paper and another big page. I like this. I think I'm gonna make a background page. I got another piece of this out that I'm trying to get to. I want to do some of the circles on this, I think, as well as some of the regular stencils. That's dry. I'll have to pull that off later too. So let me cut another piece off of that roll. I had pre-cut some. I just don't know where I put it because I knew I wanted to use this. So I pre-cut some pieces. I thought that was stacked in here, but I guess it isn't. Okay. So let's start with the Payne's Gray. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna try to do. I got a idea. Let's see if this is gonna work. Um, I think I'm gonna try to go over this with a little bit of this red, um, but I'm gonna try to make it more translucent, and then I think I'm gonna put white on the back. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this red and a little bit of the white. I'm trying to think if I want to make it more solid. I don't know. My idea keeps changing in my head of what I think I want to do. It keeps changing. Luckily, that part down there is kind of thick, so I got a little time to think. And I think I'm gonna go over this whole thing. Let me see if I can give it a few minutes to, or a few seconds to dry. If you know me, I sure can't wait no minutes. I could barely wait the few seconds. I could still, like, if I wanted to, like, pull this through a stencil or a stamp, but of course you would only see the parts of it rather than making a whole page. You know, one single page. All right, that wasn't good. That, of course, was something else that fell on the floor that I will have to pick up later. That really blended. I'm trying to see if I can get a lot of the top part out. If not, it might not print because it might be too much paint. Let's just try it. I'm gonna do this one on the paper. I think it might be too thick for the thinner paper. When I first started streaming, I was only doing art like several days a week. But you know, I stopped. I had to have a shoulder surgery and I have other chronic pain issues. So it was really too physical after my shoulder surgery. Even though that other part isn't coming up yet, like I said, you got to be jelly print like hours before you loosen old paint that's been on there longer than like a day or two. That came out really nice. I really like it. Even though you can barely see like the indents on the bottom part, some of that white that I had before still came up. I can see that the white circles. Um, okay, I kind of know what I want to do on the rest of it. Um, I don't know if I finished saying what I was saying. I'm easily distracted, y'all. Easily. I think I was talking about. I was really trying to explain why I started playing games, and also why I started streaming games. Games was less intensive as I started to heal, and I can play games. Um, you know, I'm not moving as much. Cause back when I first started, like sometimes when I'm jelly print like I am today, I was standing up, um, doing it, especially because I have a larger jelly plate that's like 11 by 14, and if I was working on something that like an original art piece, I would be standing up, you know, because that thing is a lot longer and a lot wider. So I would have to paint the whole plate, and to get the thing quickly, I would have to stand up and pull it, and it was just really physically intensive. So as I was healing, I started playing games. So since I was playing games, and since like if I still play games, I kind of wanted to stream more than just the weekend. Um, I kind of wanted to keep the stencils on there and paint over, but I forgot. So I think I'm just gonna do some white and put this on the side. Let's see how it come out. This is titanium white. Um, I'm gonna put a little bit of glazing medium, see if I can make the white, a little bit translucent. So that's why sometimes, most of the time, like during the week, I play games on stream now because I wanted to start back streaming, and I wanted to stream more than just 2 days. But I can't do this every day, like especially if I just wake up in pain. This is kind of physical. It's not as physical as it usually is. Like I said, I like to do this standing up. it makes it easier for me to work. Right now I'm sitting down, and it's okay with this smaller jelly plate, but with that large one, ooh, there's some wet paint on the back. It to try to hurry up and get the paint before it dries was like a little hectic. So I miss doing this, and I used to participate in all types of challenges like the 100-day challenge. It's another challenge. I haven't participated in those in a while. And then I also used to post on Instagram all the time, almost every day. Or at least, I'm sorry, when I stream, I would like take pictures of what I did for the day. I need to get back to doing that also. But I'm just trying to not overdo it. Do what I love, but not overdo it where it stops me from doing what I love for a couple days. That's still kind of pretty. Even though that's not what I meant to do, I still like that. That might have been a better plan than what I actually planned on doing it. I think I'm going to do the same thing over here with the Payne's Gray. Yeah. I really like that's red oxide. I really like that. I have a couple of projects that I plan on doing on canvas. That's why I can't wait to get my overhead setup done, because then you can see me paint on canvases, even if it's the canvas that I have to stretch later, because I have that kind too. And a lot of times when I'm working on canvas, when I gesso my board, I use this jelly plate, and I put gesso in the paint, and then I turn it over and use it like a stamp. So I got this one, and then I got another one that's 5x7, so I'll use those on the canvas making my background before I start either collaging or doing my, if I'm gonna do like a painting or something like that, I'll start with the jelly plate, so I can get a more a less controlled background. So it'll, like the jelly prints, it'll have some of the old paint from the last session. So like this is pulling some of the old paint from the last pull I just did. So my canvases look like that too when I start, but it'll be like more all over, more solid. I got a idea for a painting I want to do. It's more like a it's gonna be more kind of like I draw the faces that I draw, but it's gonna be a longer canvas, and I'll probably draw the whole body, or at least most of it, in some type of scene. That's one of the things that I want to start doing. And then also, I'm gonna put this paper down. I want to show you these two books that I have, that I want to like play with the techniques from these two books. Let me put this down and use my handy tool. And let me grab those books right quick. It's a lot of different techniques I want to try this year, and I'll probably like try them first in my art journal before I try it on an actual canvas or an actual piece of watercolor paper. In my about section, let me pull this and then I'll show you some of the techniques I want to try. So I'm going to have to make a lot of solid papers too. In my about section, I'm going to add a lot of the artists that I follow on YouTube and Twitch. Cause I there's a lot of artists I follow, and I like the techniques that they do that I like. I repeat them, and then you know, I don't. So I put a lot of different techniques together, but I would like it if like some of them you could see them from the original artist. I think you would like that. So that's something that I'm going to add to my about section. So like when I mention a name, I can tell you it's there and have a link to their, ooh, that came out pretty, a link to their YouTube channel. I don't know why that came up. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this came out pretty. I don't think I did what I did over here because I kind of forgot that I was doing that. But I do like the way that came out. That came out really, really nice. Uh, the two books I was looking at, I I kind of want to give you her name, but I can't. I think I'm putting two artists' names together. Her name might be Cherie Burlington. I'm gonna do it in my art section, in my about section, artists that I follow. But she introduced me to this book, or was it this book? I can't remember. Um, but this is one of the books I want to try to do some of these techniques. And like I said, I'll start doing them like first in my art journal. That's the reason why I keep an art journal, to like try new techniques and stuff like that. But I want to try doing some of this collage, and I like that after the collage, they do ink work, and I think this is various. I don't think this is just one artist in this book. I could be wrong, but so this is some of the stuff that I want to do. So I'm gonna be making some solid papers on a jelly plate. But I think this person also jelly prints some of her background pages, because you can see over here some of the cutout pieces, if I can get it framed. They look painted or jelly printed or something like that. So this is one of the books I want to, some of the techniques I want to try, and then also doing some of the pen work um, that they do. Um, so yeah, this is one of the books I liked, and I think it is more than one artist because the techniques look a little bit different for some of them. Uh, so that's one of the things, one of the artists, one of the techniques that I want to do in my journal, and then this cut paper pictures. Clover Robin, I think that's the name. Yeah. So they do all type of. They also include some like textured papers, but I'll probably use my jelly prints. But they do all types of scenes in cut paper. So I want to try some of this in my art journal, and then of course see if I can come up with a original ideas. Um, I doubt if I'll be like following what they did. I will probably come up with my own composition and just do their technique, like with the cut papers. Even though I like what they've done, but like if I did it, my papers wouldn't look exactly like their papers anyway. But I think this person, I don't know if they jelly print or if they just paint their paper. But yeah, they have people, they have buildings, houses, um, insects and animals. But so this is some of the new techniques I want to try out. I think that maybe they just paint their papers because this is like one of their table set up. So they might just paint their papers. Um, so yeah, I really like that one. I don't know. It might not be a good, excellent idea, but I kind of want to add some teal to this. Uh-oh. This got stuck on my brayer. I kind of do. It has a little bit of teal that came up with the paper. Maybe I'll just try teal in one of my big stencils. So, of course, it's just, let's see what it looks like. Anything you like, don't like, you could just cover that up with another collage with more paint. Turn it into a face or something. I think I keep accidentally doing something with my keyboard. I kind of try to keep it close to me in case I need to type something. And maybe I accidentally hit enter. And so my name just came up with a bunch of dots. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Oh, let me make texture. And then I'm going to pull it through, I think, one of these stencils. So, and I haven't used the cardboard stencil, the cardboard stamp. I think I'm going to use this stencil. And it might be too wet. If it is, I'll just go over with some, um, glazing medium, and then that'll re-wet it without adding too much color. But I might can get it through here. I mean, I might could get some of it to come up. Oh, it is coming up. Okay, it wasn't dry. So now I'm just trying to see if I can get it through all these shapes. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like it. So you see how this can already, with like a little bit more painting, this can already almost look like a original piece of artwork. And I'm glad I decided to do the texture. I forgot about it. I haven't been using any of those texture plates. So let's see if we can pull the rest of it. A lot of it stayed on the stencil. Let's pull what's left just with white. I doubt if it'd be too much to see. And I'm mostly just putting the white over here because a lot of it came up already. Some of my most like successful papers I got from, you know, just experimenting to see what works with what. I knew that this was going to be like not too much going on, because like I said, it wasn't that much left on there, but it's still going to make some nice collage paper when I add more to it. Because I mostly just wanted to get something in this corner. Yeah, that looks nice. On here, some of it came up. So I like this color palette. I think I like this color palette better than the other one I was working on with just the Payne's gray and the teal and the green. So I was debating whether I wanted to use this as collage paper and not do the other side, or use it as a book page. I don't know. I think I might use it as collage paper. Or maybe, because I like this whole section, and I want to kind of keep this whole section together. So, or most of it together. Maybe I could fold it this way instead of this way. I don't know. Let me let it dry. Let me grab another piece of paper. I got some map paper. It's like a tone-on-tone map that I wanted to jelly print on. I think I'm going to do the same thing, because I think I'm going to use this as collage paper rather than a page in a book. But that could change. So for right now, I'm not going to jelly print on the back. I'm just going to let it dry. And paint on this map paper. This is some really thick paper. I bought this at an antique store. And this is the pad it came in. So I got so much of this to use up. So when I get a chance, like now I'm making like a larger book than some of the books I've made. So I probably get to use most of this paper. Um, I don't know if I can pull this. It's still kind of moist. Let me see if I can pull just this kind of like as solid. I'm going to put some glazing medium on it. If you don't have glazing medium, you can use matte medium on here also. See if, I'm just going to try to see if I can get this to come up. That might have been too much. When you use too much paint, it just really just take the top layer of the paint off and nothing underneath. So that's why sometimes if I say it's too much paint and I try to get the too much paint off, if not, it won't pick up any of the bottom layers. It'll only pick up the top paint layer, because only the part that makes contact with the paint is gonna stick to it. So everything else is just gonna be loose, and that might be the case for this, but I'm gonna try. See if I can get it up. I'm kind of pressing down a little hard on this. I kind of like this too already as collage paper. So let me move that one to the side. If this doesn't come up, what I would have to do is like wait till all the layers dry. Yeah, nothing came up. Wait till all the layers dry and you can crack it. But right now, all the layers are still moist because it still moves with the jelly plate. If it was dry, they would be cracking. So that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Or maybe to come up. No, it's completely, the layers are merged together. Maybe I'll try with some white or something, but I'm gonna have to probably wait till it dries completely where it's gonna crack. Let's start with the red, but add some white to it. You can also, I should have did that first. You can also write on this plate with a Posca pen. I'm just trying to think of different things I could show you. Let's do the texture again. I'm gonna just try to pull this piece, all of this off on here. Like if you have a real wide Posca pen, you could do it with the smaller ones too, but that'd be harder to see. But if you have like a wide Posca pen, you can write on here with Posca first. Which I have some, but I don't know if they still activated. I did that with the glazing because I wanted to see the map through it a little bit. Trying to see if I had a big, like a fat Posca pen. This Let me see if this one is activated. Nope. I thought I had some that I activated already. If I have one, I bet it's going to be one of the thinner ones. Yeah, this might be too thin. Oh, you can see it a little bit. And it's going to be kind of similar to the stamp. Whereas it's just going to come up underneath. And I don't have any of the thick ones activated. Posca dries pretty quick on here. These color shift paints, you really have to squeeze those hard, kind of like the Blick, where you really have to squeeze them hard. See, the Posca will come out kind of like the stamp. So like if you wanted to, I don't know, it'd be hard to write something because you got to write it backwards. But if you wanted to draw something and then paint it in with paint, you can do that. I like the way that look on there. And then I also like that you can see the map through. So let's put some, I'm gonna do the red again. And I'm gonna do the one of the stamps. And I do intend on painting on this too, to try to make that into some more collage paper. I really like those other two the best, the ones I keep using over and over and over again. Let me try that one with that one. Oh yeah, I was just finna, yes, I think I'm gonna do the rusted paper tomorrow. And I might do rusted paper and then come back and do some more jelly printing, because the rusted paper doesn't take that long unless I'm gonna make a whole lot of it, which I probably won't do. I kind of want to do another. Let's see what would happen. I'm gonna do this with a little bit of white and a little bit of glazing. Next weekend, I think Saturday, I'm gonna start working on this art piece I want to make. And Sunday I might do some more jelly printing. The pages I already did. I think I'm gonna see if I could put those in my journal. I know one of the pages I think I want to take something out my journal and switch it. It didn't even come up. I must didn't let it dry. Let me see if I can get it to come up. If not, I'll just put some white down and pull it with the white. It might have came up in some places, but I don't see any of the design part coming up. I just see like the top layer. And again, it could have been too much paint. Yeah, that part didn't come up. So I'm going to pull it with some white. Just white by itself. See if I can get it to come up. There's still a lot of glazing medium on this roller. Okay, at least part of it is coming up this time. Oh, it looks like all of it is coming up. Yeah, I like that. And I don't mind that it kind of went over on this side and pushed that to the background. It gives it another layer to look at. I like that a lot. I like this whole page a lot. So maybe I'm going to let it dry. Then I'm going to grab my journal and see. Because I wouldn't mind if it went in like this. When I put pages like this, let's do something on the back. A lot of times when I do pages like that, I end up not adding anything to them. If I do, it might be like a small little element in the middle. Trying to get to this teal. what I haven't used this. Let's see what this looks like under there. Let's start on the back. Oh, that's a nice texture, like a spider web. I like that. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Now I want to do a whole the whole plate with that texture. That wasn't quite dry, but we should get some of it. I think I'm just gonna put it over this side. That first print, I should have printed that on the sheer paper instead of this. That came out nice. I really like that. I'm gonna do like a sheer side and use that texture thing. Um, so let's make some of that Payne's gray like a I just wanted a little bit of the Payne's gray because I want it mostly white to cover up that other side. But I want it to be kind of translucent. I'm gonna do this part on top of the sheer paper because I want to see if I can pull up the underneath part on the other paper. I kind of want to see if I can get it before it completely dries. That's why I kind of made it a little extra wet. That's kind of interesting. but I kind of wanted to see if I can get most of this side up. I don't know if I said thank you. I see that people are coming back and checking out the VOD. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know everybody can't be here live. Some people have jobs and they just have other stuff they're doing. And some of the people, I know some of my people in my community are also streamers. So they might be streaming. But thank you so much for coming back and checking out the VOD. I really do appreciate that. Just wanted to make sure I said that before I forgot. That's interesting. I want to put something over it. I wish. Let's do the teal thing again with the texture. I was trying to debate if I wanted to go over it with something white first. I'm going to do the red with the texture. Let's try that. I might have added some of that stuff in here because it says it's not an opaque color, but it's coming out kind of, so I might have added some of that medium that makes it stay wet longer, acrylic medium matte. I might have added some of that to it. I don't know, or maybe that's just how it is. Well, it's not really sheer. I don't know. It just doesn't seem as thick as the other paint, the other golden paint. Let's do the texture. And then let's do this on there. I think next time, if I can't get all of this thick paint off, I'm just going to probably clean off the plate. Okay. I was trying to see how I plan on using this paper in the book. Is that going to be on top? So that's why I was trying to decide what direction I wanted this to go in. And see if I can get all of at least most of this design in the book. I don't know. I think my keyboard is too close because I keep accidentally chatting with a bunch of zeros. A bunch of dots. So I think my elbow or something is going on my keyboard. That looks kind of nice. It gave it a little bit of something. I probably should have did it with teal, but I wanted some of this red on there. I wonder if I could get some of this on there. It might be dry. Oh no, it looked like it's coming up. some of it came up, just a very little, because as you can see, most of it is still on the plate. So I don't know if it came up on here or not. Oh, more than what came up over there. So a little bit of it came up over here. So let's see if we can pull it with white. And maybe a little bit of glazing medium. The problem is when I say a little doesn't come out. More than I want to come out comes out. So it ends up being a lot rather than a little. Yeah, I need a little bit more paint. Just a little bit more. Usually with thinner paper, using your fingers is normally, enough to get it to stick to the plate. So yeah, most of it came up this time. But thicker paper, you might need, a little bit of assistant, like the roller. And I'm just using the back of this ink pad because it's kind of rounded. Some of it came up. I'm trying to see how tall this needs to be. This is the journal I started a couple days ago on stream. It was like I think my second art stream. So I don't have all the papers and all the signatures. This one I pretty much have all the papers. I was trying to see what size it needed to be. Trying to find a ruler so I could tear it down the height. Tear it down the height of the book. Because I want to put it in here long way. And I haven't used any of this map paper. That's the only reason why I don't know what height it needs to be. If I do it this way, I can use the whole thing. Okay, so I think this one I want to use it this way, and I think I'm just going to add something to it, but I was trying to see where I had to tear it. So here, it's probably not going to tear perfectly straight. Well, I'm probably not going to tear it perfectly straight. Let me put it like that. Because this piece I want to fold like this. I still gotta let it dry some. Okay. So I am gonna let it dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the fold in it so I know how I want it to go in the book. Okay. Let me fold it in just a little bit more. Yeah, about there. Okay. So, yeah, so I'll see this whole, at least that side. This side, I'll probably glue another piece to it. So let me let that dry. But I was saying, I started this book. This is the only one that has all the pages in it. I think this is going to be a pocket. But I have all types of paper in here. And to be honest, what at first when I folded? I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. And I'm pretty sure it's right by me, and I'm looking over it. Don't you hate when that happens? Well, I don't know what I did with it, but I was gonna put it in here. The ones I showed you when at the beginning of the stream. I think I'm gonna take this page out and put it here. But this, I was just showing you this signature again if you haven't seen it. So this is the art journal that I'm starting. I started it on stream. I think it was my second stream. It's an envelope that I'm gonna put in here, and then, like I said, I'm gonna glue some to the side of that. That's what I did here to make it fit the whole page. I just glued something to it. I mean, glued some different pages together and scraps of paper. And then this is some of the rusted papers that we're gonna do tomorrow. Something similar. And then same thing here, I glued something to it. I just haven't glued anything to the top yet. But so I have 7 signatures, I think. And all of them, the outside is one of these old envelopes. And some of them, I kept the flap on them. I cut them all down. But if you want to see how I started this journal, that's on, I think, my second stream back. But I'm gonna be working on this next weekend also. So now I know how tall these pages need to be. The other ones I already know kind of how tall they need to be, because I did the same thing. I folded it down. So I'm gonna let that one dry. I got another map page that I want to do. I think I'm gonna do one more page. Then I'm either gonna I'm moving the colors that I'm not using. And then depending on how I feel, I'm either gonna switch to a game, or I might just take a break and come back. But either way, I appreciate you guys being here and hanging in here with me. So let's start. I want to see what this red looks like with orange. on this page. Let's try that on the next page. Let's do some more color experimenting. Do I want to use an orange, that orange, or do I want to use this smoked paprika? Let's try the smoked paprika. I'm gonna do the red thing in the background with the stencils. Or do I want to do part orange and part red? I think this, let's see what this, let's try to, if it's not dried out, let's try the, oh, it might be. Or maybe the top is clogged. Oh, it is just the top. That's why I've been putting these screw-on tops on these bottles, because the top get clogged up and it's difficult to unclog it. So that's why I've been putting these bottles with this type of top. That's why I've been adding these to most of the paints, because those don't really clog up. One of the people I followed gave me that idea. I think one or two other people, but I'm gonna add them. I'm gonna add them to my about me page. But they do that with their paints. They add the these screw-on tops. I want to say it's Cherie Burlington, but I might be putting two artists together. That's why I said I need to add it, so I had the right person. Let's do that on here. I'm also going to work on some channel point redeems. I never got a chance to do that because by the time I started I didn't stream that long before I injured myself or re-injured myself. So I really didn't get a chance to do that. I had just made affiliate, and I had never really streamed affiliate because after I made affiliate, I was already on my break. Let me see, what do I want to add to this? Let's just do the white. Yeah, let's just do the white. I was trying to think if I wanted to blend anything with the white. Tomorrow, hopefully, I can stream longer. If I would have just got on and started streaming and not try to clean up my art space and do some physical stuff before I stream, I would have more. Paint wouldn't be coming this quickly. This one I'm gonna put in the book this way, since I know that they fold almost perfectly. In this direction is the right height and everything. So this one I'm just gonna fold out. I don't need to, now that I've sized it, I know what I need to do. It's like a little bit of that old stuff is coming out, just a little bit, but not all of it. So I might just have to clean it to get them corners off. So not all of this came up. The top part did. This must have been the front of an end piece or something. Cause yeah, I thought this doesn't have anything on both sides. I didn't even notice that at first when I tore it out, which is good. So instead of me trying to pull that other part up, let's do some more circles on the top, and then I'll pull it up with something sheer. I think I want the circles to be on the orange part. It's like I always kind of think of this late when I have too much paint. Hopefully, you're enjoying this art stream, art jelly printing, kind of like a short jelly printing demo. Um, of some of the things you could do. Not all of them. It's so this jelly print has so much potential. Um, so let's put the white up there. I know I said I was gonna make it sheer, but I forgot, of course. And I'll just put some glazing medium down here along with a little bit of white that I have still left on this roll, on this brayer. I was gonna say I kind of want to do it on the orange side to see if they would still go through, but I think I'm gonna do it on part of the orange side so I can keep some of that orange. Let's do it like this. That way I get a demo of what I was trying to do to see how it looks over that orange. And then I also get some of it just raw on the paper. Oh my goodness. I forgot I started later than I expected. I'm probably going to have to just go off and come back. It's almost 5 o'clock my time, and The only thing I ate this was some cereal, and that was this morning. I didn't know it was this late. They say time flies when you having fun, and I'm definitely having fun. But I didn't know it was this late. Some of that old stuff is coming up. That's why I say you have to be jelly printing for hours before it start coming up. But some of it came up just a little bit. At least y'all can see I was kind of telling the truth. That eventually, if you keep jelly printing, it'll come up. And all I would do if I wanted this to stay on this page and not lift up is like put some matte medium under it. I didn't expect it to come up on this page. This side is stuck down, but the other side is this side is stuck down because it went paint to paint. And then this side isn't, because that's more like raw paper. And this side is kind of acting as a glue. But well, at least you got to see what it looks like when the other parts start coming up. I'm gonna just put like some orange paint on here. Some more of this and just paint the rest of that side. Or do I want to add some white to it? Let's add a little bit of white to it, so it's like a lighter orange. Yeah, I had to clean up my crafts area after I decided what I was doing, because I still had most of my stuff on the desk from my last art stream. So in order to like put this jelly print down, and then also like I said, I tried to turn my camera so I can try to include my sewing machine. I kind of want to keep that. Let's do this. I wanted them circles too. Let me see if I can quickly get this up and then get that other corner section. I'm getting some of it, not all of it. But I wanted to see if I can put something on this top corner before it all dries. That's just a little bit came up, but it was nothing under that. Okay, I did get some of the circle to come up. So some of the circle came up over here, and then I got some of that red part from the bottom, just a little bit on this side. Some of it got on here, but that's fine. I may or may not keep that on here, because it doesn't really, well, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go ahead and let it dry and see what happens. But I am starting to like this page. So I need to do something with the back. Let's start with Payne's Gray. And then I didn't mean to get that on there. Let's use these two stencils again. Finish working on our collage sheet. These collage sheets, sometimes you just end up using like a little piece on something. Like if you just have a little spot. I mean, I end up tearing it up a lot, and using a little piece here and a little piece there. Trying to debate if I wanted to go over that with another color. Do I just want to use white? I think I'm just going to use white. Let me use this other brayer. The other one is still kind of damp. You know what? I think I'm gonna use white, but like also, I don't know. I thought about doing some color blocking on here. Like maybe use a little teal on this side, just a little bit. But I'm probably gonna end up letting this dry on a plate and then pull it up with something else. Because it might be too dry to pull now. Let's see if it's too dry. That's one of those times when I didn't like pre-plan what I was gonna do. So since I didn't like have an idea what I was gonna do, it's a possibility I'll let it dry. Yes. Well, some of it didn't dry. The teal parts didn't dry. So some of it came up, but the middle part, I'm pretty sure where that did dry. So you could barely see it. Let's do that again. And this time I'll have a little pre-planning. I think I'm just going to do the teal through the stencil instead. I mean on top of the mask instead. That's getting even more interesting. And I think I'm just going to go over that with white. And let's see what we get. And this shouldn't take that long to dry. I think next time I jelly print, I might have two. I got another 8x10 jelly plate. I have two for when my niece come over. We jelly print together. So I might have two jelly plates side by side, and that way I can let stuff dry long enough on the plate, and then I can be working on two plates and letting stuff dry long, you know, if I needed to dry. Like normally, like when you double and triple stuff up, if you want the whole thing to come up, then you might want to let it dry. But if you're impatient like me and it is ready to see the design already, then you don't have to let it dry. But or I might have two plates next to each other doing different techniques on each one. Okay, most of this is coming up. Uh-oh. That looks good. I do like that section. So let's take a look at the pages I printed today. This one is the front, and then this the back. Then I jelly printed this one, which is going to go in my journal like this as soon as it's completely dry. Been jelly printing on this paper. I don't even know what kind of paper this is, but it's like tracing paper. Jelly printed on this one. I just did the front of this one, and then also this side. Just a little bit on this paper, not much. This was another piece of collage paper, or thin collage paper, I should say. So jelly printed on that one. We also did this one, and then this one. What else? This was like a brayer out paper that I also jelly printed on. And then that one also. This is one of the ones for my last string um, that I jelly printed. And then also here, this is a page I was looking for to go in that journal. that first the one that I was gonna switch for this one. So I can probably keep them both in here. Maybe put this one here. I think I will. So that way I don't have that many plain pages. Yeah. And then, so this is how it looks. Yeah, I like this a lot in here. And then I think this is too busy. That's why I wanted to take it out. But I can always just collage on top of that. Like maybe with something black and white or something less busy. And this side is the reason I put it in here, because I like this side. This is a copy of a jelly print that I've done before, not the actual jelly print. I did this on book page, and then I made a copy of it, or scanned it into my scanned it and then printed it out. Probably, I was gonna say I probably played with it in Photoshop, but no, this looks like the original jelly print. I just made it larger to fit a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So a lot of the jelly prints that I really like, and then this one is with ink. We didn't do that today. On the next jelly printing session, we'll do add some inks to it. So yeah, this is the journal that I started a couple streams ago. So I just want to say thank you guys again for being here. Let me see if there's somebody on I can raid. I wanted to stream longer. I was going to do a game directly after. Oh, and this is the other piece of, it's going to be collage paper that we've been working on. So this one. Normally I would just take a break and then start the game, but I have to go actually fix something to eat. I don't have anything just ready. That's why I'm just gonna probably leave and come back. But thank you guys again for being here. Like I said, I'm trying to build a community, or build back my community from when I was streaming before. And I want to thank the people that come and check out my VODs. Thank you again. I have noticed that I've seen different people coming to visit me. And I understand that everybody can't be here while I'm live streaming. People have lives, and some people that visit me also stream. So I just again wanted to say thank you guys for being here, and coming back and check out the VODs. Trying to see if there was somebody on here that I can raid. Normally, if somebody from my community is here, I ask them who they want to go see. But I appreciate my lurkers, and I'm glad you're here. I just followed someone new today. Are they still on? Thank you guys for being patient with me. Let me see if I can rate this person. And I'll more than likely be back with a game later. I'll be back with art tomorrow. Um, and throughout the week, I stream games. I am I am tripping. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you starving. Okay, now it should work right. Thank you guys again for being here.